We're doing a Meet the Georgia Author Day, and for the last 4.5 weeks we've been studying the Georgia authors, which is part of our Georgia Performance Standard ELA 8 R4. And that's basically that the students will have knowledge of Georgia authors and the text that they have created. So we did a research paper where the students had to delve into the lives of these authors and the books that they wrote. And then for their performance assessment, they had to create a tri-board, and they had to tell about the life of their author, the works that they had written, and they had to become the author. So they have to know the author inside and out in order to portray them.
Flannery O'Connor wrote a couple books called Wise Blood and The Violent Buried Away and stuff, and she died of lupus.
My name is Margaret Mitchell, and the only book that I ever wrote was Gone with the Wind, which is a very successful book. It sold over 1 million copies in its first week, which is very, very rare because during the Depression then. And nowadays it sells over 500,000 copies still, so it's very successful still.
I like to eat junk food, and I like to eat everything that's bad for me. And I write in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution 3 days a week.
I'm Joel Chandler Harris. I wrote the Rare Rabbit stories, and I worked at the Atlanta Constitution for about 24 years.
I'm Raymond Andrews. I was born in 1934 near Madison, Georgia, and I write about the life of African Americans during the Civil War.
Yes, I'm Joel Chandler Harris, and I'm the writer of Uncle Remus and Brer Rabbit.
I'm Augustus Longstreet. I was born in Augusta, Georgia in the year 1790, and later on in life I grew up going to Richmond Academy in Augusta, and then I went to Yale University and came back in the year 1813 and got my bar exam and passed it. And then later on in life I married a girl named Frances Eliza Pard. We had 8 children, only 2 lived to adulthood, sadly. I was president of many universities, and later on in life I became a Methodist preacher, and then I died in the year 1870.
I'm Carson McCullers. I was born in 1917, and I was going to become a pianist, but I had rheumatic fever, which made me have a stroke, and so I had that caused paralysis, and I couldn't use the left side of my body. So I took classes to become a writer at Columbia University, and when I got enough money, I moved to Washington Square College and took classes to become a writer. And I could only print out about a page a day for my books because the left side of my body didn't work. And I married James Reeves McCullers, and we got a divorce because we both had bisexual relationships with somebody else. And we remarried later on, and I attempted suicide, but it didn't work, and I never did it again. And my husband killed himself, and I moved back to America with my mom, and she died, and then my dad died. And I was put in a wheelchair, and I had a brain hemorrhage, cancer, shattered my left elbow, broke my right hip, suffered from pneumonia, and then I died in 1969.